What do we got for college football?
All right, so CJ brought this idea of doing a SEC preview. You know how we usually do it for NFL, but this college football even bigger this year. SEC bigger, all these conferences a little bigger. So
SEC is the big dog.
yeah. So we'll start with them, and then just everybody go around, give their own picks. So I guess we'll start off with who you think will be in the conference championship and who you think will be the conference champion.
Okay.
Regular season? No, right?
No, who's in the conference championship?
All right, so
Yeah,
for me, it's Texas, Georgia, and I think Georgia beats him.
I saw something today that
Sticking to my guns.
just pissed me off because we did this last year, CJ. We did this last year with "There's no one better." Hakatomi Plaza, get over here. We need you.
What'd he say?
So I looked at odds. I believe to win national championship is Georgia minus 300 or plus 300.
It's got to be plus.
Yes, plus
Can't be
300.
minus.
And then it just went from there. We did this last year with Georgia. Like, who can possibly even compete with Georgia?
I always say Bama. So
I argue it's more people this year than any other year.
no.
And last year, I might
you're right,
deeper.
you're right.
100%.
It's deeper. This is the deepest year.
100%. And you know my theory on quarterbacks and Carson Beck. He's ugly,
He's
man.
got an ugly face.
He's ugly, and he ain't winning championship.
Okay, so who's your pick?
Alabama and specifically Mr. Milroe will win the Heisman, and he will be in the freaking championship. And I don't want to say something
So
stupid.
who's winning the SEC?
Who's on the other side?
Who's
of,
winning
of
the SEC?
Alabama?
Well,
Who's on the
no.
other
So there's
side?
no divisions
Doesn't
this
matter.
time.
No divisions.
That's why I
Oh,
took
that's
Georgia,
no
Texas.
conference.
So
No
whoever
conference.
It's just a conference.
All
I'm going to go.
The first two.
I'm going to go Texas, Alabama rematch of a great game last year. Great freaking game last year, where Quinn got hurt. Right, he got hurt in that
Yeah,
game.
they still won that game.
Yeah, and they still won. I'm going to say Texas beats Alabama this year because I think Texas is just.
So you think Texas wins the SEC?
I do, but Milroe will be the number one pick in the NFL draft next year.
Is it because he's good looking?
I'm not sure what he looks like.
We're not doing this man draft again. I need that fucking video. I need a full clip. I don't give a fuck how many people. I need that.
I gotta find it.
I need it.
I think when we had Jameson here and I heard he was working with
Jalen Milroe.
with
Carson Palmer.
with Jordan Palmer.
Jordan Palmer.
With Jordan Palmer. He was just dare I say a bigger version of Lamar Jackson. Like, he will kill you with his feet. And I believe he will get that much better with the coach that he now has from the University of Washington.
That's my problem with Bama. You know I love Bama. That's my problem with Bama.
Listen, Saban is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Saban is the best coach that ever walked the face of the earth.
Damn right. Ain't no doubt
But
about it.
offensively, Washington was unfreaking believable last year. And this coach will help Milroe, and he will be the Heisman Trophy winner. They will get to the SEC championship, and he will be the number one pick in the NFL draft. Put your fucking money on it, man.
Eddie Money.
I'm gonna go Georgia and Bama, and Georgia wins.
You know that
Texas doesn't get
that Georgia is with Smart is 1-5 against Alabama.
Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't beat
With
Alabama.
Kirby Smart,
Yeah, but
one
this is Nick
That's
Saban.
Saban.
No,
Five.
let me correct myself. Let me
One
correct
and
myself.
five.
He doesn't beat Nick Saban.
It's Nick
He doesn't
Saban,
beat-
Ed. It's Nick
Yeah,
Saban. This ain't the same fucking deal.
I do, John.
I feel like Georgia and Bama would be the right answer, but I feel like a sleeper team that I.
Oh, hold on. We get to that.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay,
get to that. We're gonna get to that.
I think Bama beats them. They don't have Nick Saban. Kirby Smart's gonna dog walk these motherfuckers.
So Georgia.
Georgia. beats
Georgia.
them. You said Bama. beats them.
So
my bad, Georgia.
y'all know I like to be different. Of course,
Yeah,
I
of
like
course.
To
So
be
here comes some
we go
old Miss.
Tennessee.
So the reason you don't like Bama is the reason I like Bama. Kalen DeBoer does more with less every time he coaches a team. He did less at Indiana. He did more with less at Washington. And now he has more. He has the influx of talent. I don't think that Bama is going to drop off as much as people expect them to.
I agree.
I think they're going to be in the championship, and Eddie broke it. I think Nico and the Vols get to the championship, and I think Nico has an amazing year.
Yeah.
I think he
Dick
goes out
Ryan,
and
the guy.
crushes it. and I think he
Jesus.
gets the Vols to the championship.
This
and I
kid
think
is special,
Bama
Rafa.
wins.
Oh,
He's,
God.
he's special as fuck.
Special.
Special as fuck. But
We're
it's
gonna
the SEC.
We're gonna see.
It's the SEC.
But
And
he
him
got it.
dog.
Have
Have
we got that.
we ever seen a quarterback have a 42-inch vertical jump? Nico has it might be more.
Probably Kyler Murray.
Man, y'all lucky I ain't suit up for real.
Eddie, let's be honest. I probably have a higher vert, dog.
Wow.
Oh, my
Hell
God.
no.
Off a
Dog, come on.
trampoline, baby.
Eddie,
No.
bro, I guarantee
Not
you,
even
dog,
then.
At my
Not
heaviest,
even then.
Right to the
I
trampoline,
promise
boom.
you, at my heaviest, I was jumping a 25-inch vert, and that was at 400 plus pounds. So
All right,
talk
so
to me,
what?
Eddie.
You lost 100 pounds? You think you jump 42?
I
Negro,
have lost
please.
100 pounds. I have
Negro,
lost 100
please.
pounds.
You should not even on the
Just think, you know what? That's
Yeah.
a Filipino thing. Filipinos think they can jump high.
That's what it is. You're not Steph Curry.
Oh,
I couldn't. No,
Oh,
bro.
shit, he said off a trampoline.
By the
That
way-
shit was hilarious.
B-Tap said that Rafa looks Mexican now with all that golf gear.
Yeah.
Wow,
Mexican.
Rafa, fuck.
Fuck.
like
I
disrespect.
dig it. I dig it.
Don't dig that shit.
At least I'm still Latino. Because, dude, some
But
people
that's
get compared to Arabs and shit.
No,
so-
that's right. You're right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
You definitely look like you're from Pakistan.
Jacob.
Jacob leans into the Muslim.
No, he
Jacob
does.
He does.
Yeah,
He
He
does.
If he shaved his mustache, dude, he
Oh.
wouldn't make it
Hello,
through
my
the
friend.
TSA.
No, for sure.
No, I think if he shaves his mustache, he's already on Dana White's like fucking watch.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
100%.
He's gonna get a title shot.
I want him now. Give him John Jones.
Jacob Nurmagomedov.
Yes.
By the way, the reason I picked Georgia, by the way, is because I think Texas is actually going to go undefeated in the regular season. I think they beat Georgia at Texas, but I think that will be Georgia's only loss, and they will avenge it in the title game. It's hard to beat a good team
Listen,
twice.
I'm so down on Georgia because I was so like everyone.
Yeah.
I listen. I talked shit, but I believed it. No one could touch Georgia. Georgia was this. Georgia was that. Yeah, we were in Vegas for that fucking game, man. And you had Alabama, and I'm like, there's no way. And Georgia was just underwhelming. And I don't know if I see difference makers. I really don't. I don't.
I don't know. I'm going to
And
take
Milroe,
Kirby.
Jalen Milroe is like he's Michael Vick, but 30 pounds heavier.
Oh, don't say no one's like Michael.
No, he's not like Michael Vick. I know where Ed's going. Yeah,
Yes,
like
true.
Lamar, like Lamar type,
But
bigger.
and
And
stronger.
college bigger. So it's like
Yeah.
that makes him even bigger.
Yeah, I think he's going to be better. When I see him, I think he's going to be better than AR-15.
Oh, not even close.
Not even, yeah.
Yeah, I
And in
see.
college, it didn't even compare.
No.
Like AR was
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So AR had only 13 games, very raw. Milroe is going to have the tutelage of being around, like you said, the Bauer or DeBoer or whatever the fuck.
DeBoer.
Yeah, I
DeBoer.
really think
Not a fan.
that is really
How?
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I'm
Tell
going
me,
to tell you
because it
why.
doesn't make sense.
I
Rafa.
like
It doesn't
make
Washington. I
sense.
like Washington. This is the SEC. I think it's too big of a job for him. I really do. Like, it's different when you get to play Cal and Stanford and Oregon State.
He was in the Big Ten also. He did
Yeah,
at
and-
Indiana.
Yeah,
Cal's
yeah,
did
it
amazing.
was Indiana.
Everywhere he's gone.
It was Indiana, and he went to Washington, which wasn't a big job at
But
the time.
you're saying
So-
SEC is a bigger dog, but he was big dog. Big Ten's a big dog.
But you know what the crazy
So
thing
there were
about
two
him
teams
is?
in the Big Ten.
The crazy thing about
Two
him,
teams
him
before
is,
this season.
is that he's brought the nucleus
Mookie just made an error.
of every of his squad when he was Division II.
Yes.
He's brought these guys all up.
So
Like,
he's probably phenomenal. I need to see
No,
it
he
first.
is.
He is.
He
I want to
is.
see it. I want to see it.
that
Show me.
Okay, so with that Washington team was the worst out of the 4 teams with no defense, and he did more with less than any other coach last year. Like that
Well,
Washington roster was not compared to the other top 5
This
schools.
is where I'm going to stop you at more than less. They had 2 players drafted in the top 9 from their offense.
Right. That's
The
it,
only
though.
good unit that they had.
That's it.
So the 2 players in
Well,
the top offense
offensive line
Offensive
was
line.
dog.
About to
was
say that. They
phenomenal.
won their award.
So don't say the less.
But more with less.
less. He played Cal and Stanford
He-
for a couple years.
And he had to go
Those
play
are
Texas.
nothing.
He had to go play games. He played at Indiana. He had to go play Ohio State. Go
This
play
year, he
Michigan.
needs to prove me wrong. That's all.
It's a bias. There's only one person that could have stepped into that Alabama job where you thought
There's
this is
3
not-
guys.
No,
that- 3 guys.
Sarkeesian.
Sarkeesian Lane
Lane Kiffin and fucking
and
Debo.
Debo.
Any one of those 3 dudes?
I think it's only Sarkeesian. I
Really?
think
Are
it would
you
have been too
kidding?
big for
Lane.
Lane? Lane?
I'd argue
Look, I
Lane.
like-
Lane.
I'd argue Lane might be better than
they
Sark.
want to kill him in Tennessee.
I'd argue
I'm
Lane
riding with
might
you,
be better
Ninja.
than
I'm riding with you.
I argue I want Lane in that position more than
He's
Sark.
funnier.
He's
No, no,
I
no. Dude, I like Sark.
Sark,
I mean, I like Lane. I like both.
I like both. Don't get me wrong.
I like both too.
Yeah.
But Sark off of the Percocet and yeah, he's
Get
awesome.
your hands off.
Bro,
Get
I
your
went
fucking
into a
hands off.
bar
Don't
when he was
touch
at
me.
USC.
Chow, man.
Went into a bar. The bartender, he walked in. There was nobody in there but me and a friend of mine. Walked in. Hey, coach, the usual. That was at USC.
Yeah.
Like, damn, he always
Yeah.
here. And then
Man.
it came out like a year later.
Give me Coach O back.
Coach O.
No,
man.
that's
No,
not. That's
sorry.
way too
best
big.
One and
recruiter.
done.
Best recruiter
That's recruiting.
in history. Coach O.
Hey,
Go
Brian Kelly
Tigers.
though, he'll get in that video with you though. He'll
Go Tigers.
All right, so we got who we think is going to win. Eddie's got
Did
Alabama.
Eddie-
You got Alabama. He's got Georgia.
Eddie,
you got
had
Georgia. I got
Yeah,
Georgia.
Georgia over Bama.
I got Georgia over Texas in a good one.
I have Texas beating Alabama.
Okay, so you got Texas. Okay, so Texas, Alabama, Georgia. All right, and now, so who's the worst team we think?
So do we want to do this as like who will be on the bottom?
Who's the worst? Who's going to be the worst team in the
Oh.
SEC this year?
easy.
Okay.
So this is the easy one.
That's easy.
This is the easy
Well, we can't do Let's not do Vanderbilt.
I'm going to say Mississippi State.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
That's
too.
what I thought. But I thought after Vanderbilt. Like I think Vanderbilt's the worst. I think Mississippi State is right after that, and then I think
Kentucky.
no,
Ooh,
no.
hell no.
No?
I guarantee you
Hell
Kentucky
no.
wins at least
7 or
out
8.
eight. At least
Yeah,
They
eight
got an
games.
easy schedule or
Kentucky
something,
knows
nice,
who they
or-
are.
Kentucky knows who they are.
Well,
They're
it's
going to
like,
win eight games.
We're gonna run the fucking
We're going to
ball.
run
Yeah.
the ball. We're not going to
Okay,
pass.
okay.
I like Kentucky
I'm
to win.
unfamiliar with Kentucky's game.
I like
I'm
Kentucky to be
not-
middle of the pack. Kentucky might sneak into the top 25 at the
Right.
beginning of the season
For like 2-3 weeks.
for 2-3 weeks, and then they'll lose some games
Right.
when they start playing some dogs.
Right.
But I think Kentucky's going to hold their own for a little bit. And 8-4.
ESPN ESPN's no one watches it until the SEC comes on. I mean, they're begging for the season to
Yes.
start because they're so irrelevant, and they need to pay the SEC $1 trillion because that's the only time anyone watches ESPN.
So the worst team, Vanderbilt, but let's take a real school, a real
Yeah.
football school at
Right.
least. I'm going to say I would think Mississippi State out of those.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Florida's going to struggle,
Yes. So have you seen their schedule?
Yeah, they have the
They
toughest
have the
schedule,
hardest schedule in the
so
country.
far.
and I love me. If you're not a Gator, you're Gator bait. I mean, I'm all about the swamp. I love big Florida fan, but I just think
Napier.
they're struggling, man. They're struggling to find an identity, and their identity is we're gangsters, we break rules, and we have the best players.
Yeah, Napier's not a good coach. I don't think he's the right coach for that job.
Who is the
At
right
this
coach?
point.
You need
Yeah.
someone
The
to
job's
rein them in.
not
It's
big
such a-
enough
it's
right
such a-
anymore.
Really?
There anymore.
Their expectations are Urban Meyer and Steve Spurrier.
the days
you're-
of Tim Tebow are gone.
Like
I
if you look
agree.
at
They're gone.
That's
No,
why it's a
it's
tough
long
job.
gone. Yeah.
That's why
but
it's
those
a tough
Florida
job.
teams, if we're looking like let's look at the SEC and Alabama, Georgia, Texas now, right? LSU, Ole Miss, and then where Oklahoma, Florida, like that's all a joint shit.
But I'm
Like
talking. So when you're saying desirable school, I'm thinking about teams that don't have to leave their state to recruit. I'm like, Florida is one of those schools. You can
Oh,
branch
yeah.
in Miami, Florida State.
you can, but Miami's
It's dominating
it's
that.
dominating that
But
right
I'm
now.
saying as Florida, that's too big of a state for you even to get scraps, not to be.
you're
a
not getting
top
scraps.
third.
And I really feel like the University of Florida really looks down on Florida State
Yes.
and
As a
And
school.
Miami.
As a
Well,
school.
yeah, but-
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to realize, like, wake up.
Yeah.
Because you're not on the up.
You're
You're
not-
not the upper echelon
I
of
would
the
s-
SEC.
But imagine,
at all.
imagine walking into the swamp and you see
Right,
that statue
but I still
of
think
Tim Tebow.
Florida-
And you,
I
So
still
who-
think
let-
Florida's a top 25 brand in the college football.
Oh, yeah.
right,
There's-
right.
yeah.
So therefore, there's no
Sure.
excuse. You got to hire somebody. There's money there. There's money in Florida.
Oh, go get what's his name, Jimbo.
go get
Big John.
Gruden.
He's undefeated in 4 years on high school.
Go
Hey,
get Jimbo.
the Division III school.
No.
No,
not
Go get Jimbo.
No.
He can recruit.
no.
And then he's gonna
lose.
love you, man. All
I
right,
was like,
Lalo.
No, but
Are
he's
you
gonna
having
recruit
Menchie's or
and
what is that?
lose.
Pinkberry?
Yogurtland.
Yogurtland.
Yogurtland?
The best
Yeah,
spot for
best.
yogurt.
Open the
Best.
door for Lalo, please. My guy.
Hello,
We got
okay,
Lalo's
Poppy.
here.
So, yeah, Florida. I think Mississippi State, Florida's going to be down there as well. Florida's
Yeah,
got coming out with when the top 25 came out last week, they ranked all the teams. Dude, they're playing like
Is
8 of them.
Cook is Cook back from Missouri? Did he go into the?
No, I think he. I thought he was in the
I
draft.
thought he was in the draft as well.
Yeah,
I liked him.
dude,
Missouri, I
he
think,
was
is going to
good.
be middle of the pack. I
So-
don't think they're as high as.
They're always better than
So-
what you think they
So
are.
let's go into the most disappointing team. Mine is Missouri. I think Missouri off last year being top 25 being upper echelon in the SEC, being way more dominant than any of us thought they were. I think this year, like you said, they're going to be a middle bottom tier SEC team and be a little disappointing than they were last year.
If I'm going most disappointing team, I think this is a landslide, and I think they're gonna know their role really quick, and that's the University of Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, but I don't
I
think
think that listen.
That's a good one.
There was two teams in. I mean, Oklahoma State's always a top 25 team, which no one ever sees them coming, but they always have draft picks. They're always right there
Gundy's
with Baylor.
Yeah.
But Oklahoma's gonna find out, fuck around and find out, go in the SEC. They're gonna find out that the SEC is a different animal from the Big 12. And I think Oklahoma is gonna really, really regret going with Texas.
Well, I'm gonna go with I don't know. Oklahoma, I don't think is gonna be expected. I'm gonna go with a team that teams we would expect to be in the top 5 in the SEC.
Don't say Ole Miss.
Oh no.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be LSU.
Good one.
I think it's gonna be LSU as the biggest disappointment. I think they're gonna win 8 games. They're expected to win. People think they can win 10. They can sneak in a playoff spot. I don't think they're going to be that. I think they're going to win 8 games. That's their cap for me. I think they're going to be the most disappointing.
If you win 8 games at LSU, it's not good enough.
No,
Your
No,
ass is
no,
on
no.
the hot seat.
yeah. So I think that's going to be the most disappointing.
I can't wait, man.
Who do you think, Eddie Money?
I wasn't paying attention. What we got?
Most disappointing SEC team
Hmm.
that is expected to do something.
Not the worst team.
Not the
I
worst
feel
team.
like I was looking at some SEC schedule, and it seemed like total was 8.5. It didn't even seem like they would get 6. I don't know if it might have been Tennessee. I don't know if it was Tennessee or not, but
Do you think it's Tennessee?
I can give me.
No. Do you think they're going to be disappointing?
It was based on the schedule I saw, and I wasn't sure if it was Tennessee.
I don't know if it's Tennessee at all.
So pick something, motherfucker.
Well,
What do you got, Big John? You got somebody?
I think I'll go with you. Like, I think LSU, like, you have to have, like, there's like a standard with LSU. Like, you have to win these
Yeah.
games, and losing Jaden Daniels and having to go through new quarterback, it's always going to be like a little rocky start. And I just don't know if the team's going to have that.
If they're that deep.
Yeah, if they're that deep, and I don't know if they're going to
Bro, they're
have
in
that.
Louisiana. They're that deep.
But, like, you know,
but
like,
we've seen them fall.
SEC deep though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if they're SEC deep.
Why don't we talk about Les Miles ever coming back? Like, I don't
'Cause he had issues.
understand it.
Because he couldn't develop to pass the ball. Like his game
Wasn't
where
he
Nick
at
Saban-
Kansas?
No, he was at Kansas. He was, but where Nick Saban developed, Les Miles didn't. That's where the separate, because Les Miles was right there with Nick Saban. They had those 9-6 games with Derrick Henry in those years where they were competing with Alabama. But Les Miles refused to pass the ball.
The
and attack.
difference between Les Miles and Nick Saban was he went out and got the best offensive mind and said, just do that.
Yes.
He said Sark or
Lane Kiffin or fucking O'Reilly.
Yeah, he said, come here, do what you want. I will bring the discipline. I will be the defense and go score points. And Les Miles
Didn't do that.
didn't do that.
Right.
But I feel like he doesn't get the credit.
He was a good
He was
coach.
good,
I think actually,
but Kansas killed him.
he's actually in a lawsuit, Les Miles.
Yeah, there was some issues.
But
Yeah.
Kansas killed him. Like he went to Kansas and that all died.
Yeah.
Like his career died at
Yeah.
Kansas.
So
My
that's
most
my most
team-
disappointing.
Mine will be Tennessee. Yeah.
Okay, wow. That's a
Oh.
bold statement. I don't like Tennessee as much as everybody else.
High school.
I think they're 8-4 team for me. For Tennessee, I think they're 8-4. I think they missed a playoff.
Did you not see
Yeah, I don't think they get 9
Tennessee's
wins.
bowl game?
Listen?
That's a
I'm
bold
gonna
game.
give you. We'll get to since you obviously think so. Now it's your wild card team, and speak by what you're saying.
My wild,
Is Tennessee your wild card team?
Yes.
And that's your wild card team as well.
My wild card team is Ole Miss.
That's who my wild card
I
team is.
think-
I think Jackson Dart is going to be for most of the season in the Heisman talk.
Yeah, because when you define a wild card, you're thinking about a team that could go 10, that could go 6, that could fuck up some games, that could ruin some a team's seasons.
I think Ole Miss is in the playoffs. I think they finish in the top 10.
Mm.
I think they're in the playoff.
I have an idea. Let's give who is in New York in that one Saturday night
Heisman,
because can someone say his name from Tennessee from Warren High School?
Nico
Oh,
Lemia.
Nico-
I cannot say his last name.
Nico
Lamia Vea.
Yeah, it's
Something
something like
like-
that, but like it's like
Nico Lamavea?
eight.
You think he's
How'd
in
you
New
say-
York?
whoa, whoa,
I
say
think
it?
he's in New York.
That's
I
a
think
bold
that's
statement.
actually-
I
you
think
say it.
Milroe,
You think Nico's in New York?
I think the running back from Ohio State, and
Nico
I
in New
think
York is crazy.
and Nico.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he's that special.
I
He's
like
a
it.
crazy athlete.
So give your-
no, no,
fucking
most
athlete.
definitely. most definitely.
So what's your Heisman 3? Give it.
Milroe is his name. Stevenson from Ohio State, the running back.
No,
Yes. No,
no, Henderson.
Henderson's there.
and Nico.
Dylan, Gabriel, and Nico. They did do 4, right?
They do 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 4.
They do 4. Those are my
Oh,
4.
I'm gonna go. So there's 4.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go Beck from Georgia.
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna go Quinn from Texas.
I like
I'm gonna go Dylan Gabriel and Jalen Milroe.
Quinn ain't gonna even be starting by week 7, man.
And they're gonna go undefeated.
Archie, baby.
That team's going
Archie.
Bruh, he's a
undefeated.
bum.
That Texas team's gonna go
Woo,
undefeated.
It's a bold statement, Big John. Big.
I'm not an Archie fan. I don't know why. I
Oh,
just-
not an
I'm
Archie
not,
fan
I'm not
either.
big on Archie Manning.
Nothing in high school.
Nothing
he
stood
did.
out. Yeah, nothing
In high
stood out
school
for-
because he played like
Nobody.
at St. Jen's.
Yeah, like
Okay, but still, that's how you base off
No, no,
recruits.
no,
like
no,
you're
no.
basing Nico off of that. Like, well, now he
No,
has a
no,
bowl
no.
game under his
The bowl
belt,
game
but
under-
still, Nico was electric in high school.
That Nico played way above. He looked like he was playing against 3rd graders.
Dude, Arch
He
looked
was. He was
phenomenal
born
in
in
the
Downey,
Texas
so.
in the spring game. Dude, Arch looked good as fuck in the spring game.
And I was a Archie
Hater.
hater. I've seen him, bro. He's the real deal now.
I gotta see
Arch
more.
is good.
I gotta see more.
All right. Arch looked good though.
Fair.
I like Quinn. I like Jackson Dart. I like Milroe, and I like Hendrickson for my 4.
Henderson.
I like Dart too. I
Henderson.
just think he's gonna fall off a little bit. I think the other guys will be.
no Dylan Gabriel, man.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah,
in
he's
there.
in
He's
there.
in that
Did
motherfucker.
you?
No,
Okay.
I like Dylan Gabriel to win it, like from like a month and a half ago, and all of a sudden he's the favorite. I think he's phenomenal. I loved him in Central Florida. Oof, boy, and then went to Oklahoma.
Eddie Money.
I'll probably go Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers. I'm gonna go all quarterbacks. Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers, Jackson Dart, and fuck, I forgot my 4th. I just had it in my mind.
Milroe, Alabama.
Yes.